All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Akeen, and welcome to this vlog. Here to give you my top 30 rankings at wide receiver for the 2017 NFL Fantasy season. I'm gonna go straight to my list, starting at number 30. I'm gonna go with Sammy Watkins from the former Buffalo Bills. He's now with the LA Rams. I think this is a great pickup for the Rams, and this was a tough break for the Buffalo Bills, but I think they picked up Jordan Matthews, who is actually climbing up a couple of people's charts from the Philadelphia Eagles. At number 29, I will go with Kelvin Benjamin from the Carolina Panthers. I think he's a great wide receiver, and he should be that number one target for Cam Newton. And number 28, a surprise here in Jamison Crowder coming out of the Washington Redskins. I think this is a pretty good wide receiver who should get over 1,000 yards this season. Used more in slot. He can even be used as somewhat of a deep ball threat. I think this is a good, solid possession type wide receiver. At number 27, I'm going to go with Allen Robinson from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, that is a huge drop. I know a lot of people is going to disagree with me on that one, but this is just so tight of so close of a race. This was actually the easiest set of rankings that I have for this year's fantasy football season. Pretty much all these wide receivers are close. They're even in points. If you take a look at the final scorings in the ESPN scoreboards, you actually see these wide receivers pretty much close in points. So it's pretty much dead even. It's just that the top wide receivers is who you want most. Obviously, good first and second round picks, but I'll talk about them in a second. And number 26, I'm gonna have to go with my new Niner, Pierre Garçon. I think he will be the number one target for Brian Hoyer to throw to this season. Number 25 from the New England Patriots, I'm going to have to go with Julian Edelman. Despite them picking up Brandon Cooks, Julian Edelman will still get his, and I think this is going to be a good tandem. Number 24, Tyreek Hill coming out of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, not only he's used as a wide receiver, but he is an all-purpose guy, running back, wide receiver. He scored running, receiving, kick returns. This is a great athlete. He was a all-pro last season. At number 23, I'm going to have to go with Emmanuel Sanders coming out of the Denver Broncos. Now, there's question marks at quarterback. If they had a better quarterback, Sanders would be higher at ranking. And number 22, could be a comeback year for Keenan Allen for the LA Chargers. Now, they did pick up Mike Williams, their first round pick in this year's draft, but Williams is already with injury prone, and Keenan Allen is returning from injury. This could be a comeback player of the year candidate come towards at the end of the season. And number 21, I'm going to have to go with Larry Fitzgerald. Time is not stopping him. This guy is still a beast. He's still performing well, over 1,000 yards last season. Number 20, I'm going to have to go with Golden Tate from the Detroit Lions. He will be the number one target for Matthew Stafford. At number 19, I'm going to have to go with DeAndre Hopkins from the Houston Texans. I think he's going to have a good, solid season, but just like just like Emmanuel Sanders, as I mentioned earlier, if he had a better quarterback, he should get at least 1,400 yards this season if he had a better quarterback. Hopefully, Deshaun Watson could have a rookie of the year type performance this year as a rookie. At number 18, I'm going to have to go with over Julian Edelman, Brandon Cooks for the New England Patriots. Obviously, the Bill Belichick and company wanted Brandon Cooks pretty bad. I think this is a great pickup, and as I mentioned before, this team should make a running for a second consecutive Super Bowl. At number 17, I'm going to have to go with Redskins, Terrell Pryor. He was their top addition. They no longer have Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon, but they picked up Terrell Pryor, who had a great season last season, over 1,000 yards. At number 16, Michael Crabtree from the Oakland Raiders, who was a fine target for Derek Carr. At number 15, I'm going to have to go with Demaryius Thomas. He should be the top target for the Denver Broncos this season. Number 14, even though they no longer have Ryan Tannehill, he's out for the rest of the season, and they did pick up Jay Cutler. Jarvis Landry should have a good year as well. He will be the top target for Cutler to throw to. Number 13, this is actually the player who I believe can bust this year, most vulnerable to bust. Alshon Jeffrey from the new addition for the Philadelphia Eagles. They acquired him from the Chicago Bears. This was a great signing for Philadelphia, but I'm really concerned. I'm like, something's telling me that he might not have a good season. I think he has a chance of busting, like I said. At number 12, I'm going to have to go with Amari Cooper from the Oakland Raiders. Number 11, player who finished off ninth last season. He was the sleeper of the year at wide receiver. Well, one of the sleepers of the year, and Davante Adams from the Green Bay Packers. He is the number 2 target behind Jordy Nelson, and he merged over Randall Cobb for Aaron Rodgers to throw to. Aaron Rodgers grew a lot of trust, particularly as the season progressed for Davante Adams. At number 10, Doug Baldwin of the Seattle Seahawks. This is a solid wide receiver. Now, a couple years ago, he had 14 touchdown receptions. I believe he only had 7 last season. He should get to double digits in touchdown receptions this year. He is a solid guy. At number 9, who finished off 7th last season, the other sleeper, Michael Thomas. He was a rookie last season for the New Orleans Saints, and he should be the key target, the number 1 target for Drew Brees to throw to. But my sleeper this year is Willie Snead, his teammate. I think this could be a good, like, silent killer type tandem between Snead and Thomas this year for Brees to throw to. And Brees did actually gave us some great great compliments about Willie Snead. So he's a sleeper at wide receiver. He did not crack my top 30, but he is like a top 40 type wide receiver. At number 8, I'm going to have to go with Dez Bryant from the Dallas Cowboys. He's the man, Pro Bowler. He should have a big year. And with Zeke out for the first 6 weeks, Dak Prescott is going to be looking at Dez Bryant to throw to in passing situations. At number 7, I'm going to have to go with T.Y. Hilton coming out of the Indianapolis Colts, who finished off 5th last season. I know a lot of people will disagree with me on that one, but I just think the other players that I have will have better seasons, possibly except for my number 6 guy in A.J. Green from the Cincinnati Bengals. I believe he actually finished just barely in the top 20 in points, actually outside the top 20 in points last season according to ESPN. Number 5 player who actually came back last season, Jordy Nelson. Finished off 2nd overall in points. Number 4 player who finished off 3rd, Mike Evans from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Despite them picking up Deshaun Jackson, Evans is still the guy. And let's not forget about that one-handed grab that he had. I believe it's in Monday Night Football. This is a great athlete, a great physical specimen. At number 3, I'm going to have to go with OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. from the New York Giants. He's looking for a big contract, and I don't blame him, but he still has 2 years left. He just needs to suck it up, do 1 more year, and I think he should hold out next season, even though he has 1 year left in his rookie contract. At number 2, I will go with Julio Jones of the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the reason why I put him over Odell Beckham Jr. is because of the addition of Brandon Marshall. Eli Manning has more weapons to throw to compared to Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons. That's why I have Julio Jones over OBJ. And at number 1, in most people's pick, they went with Antonio Brown of the Pittsburgh Steelers, another great wide receiver. And in PPR leagues, he is the number 1 wide receiver. It's a great target to throw to. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys and be in just a couple minutes. The next vlog I'm going to talk about is my top 20 tight ends. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Akeem Call. Be easy.